What's going on, guys? Welcome to a video in the garage. It's been a minute since we made a video in the garage, and we've done a lot of updating that we haven't been updating you guys on. So at first I was like gonna take you guys along with like every single thing, but then I had too many projects coming up and I'm like, it's gonna take me like 2 years to finish this garage if I make a video about every single thing. So what we decided to do was just finish the garage and then show you guys what it ended up looking like. And it's gotten to the point where I'm starting to ask the question, is it a garage or is it a studio? So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys all the updates we've been doing with the garage, and that way we can all decide later in the comments what we should call this place. We're gonna start out over here where the probably biggest little showpiece is in the garage, and that's the helmet wall. So this thing has two reasonings for it. One, I have a helmet problem, no denying that. But this allows me to show off all the helmets that I had. If you guys remember my old garage, I used to like hang, I think I had 5 helmets on a wall. So we have done a major upgrade here. The other thing that this thing does is it makes the wall not a flat panel, and it helps with the audio in the garage. We're gonna talk about audio later on because I've done a lot. Anyway, so we've got like insert however many helmets are here on the garage. What we've done is have this little checker pattern with all the helmets. Got my variant in the middle because obvious. And we also have these little foam panels. What those do is help with all of the echoing in the garage. But most people put those up with these little 3M pieces of tape. And I don't know if it's the Georgia climate that we have here, but the 3M tape would not hold those things. So what we had to do was get these tiny little pins. I'll grab them. These little T-pins. And we just stick them in through the foam, and that holds all the foam pieces to the wall, and that way we don't have to worry about residue, and the little hole for that is negligible, so we don't have to like hammer nails in the wall. And that's what's holding the little foam panels up. I really like the way this ended up looking because this garage needed a that's Chase's garage type situation, and I think that looks awesome. I'll be able to move these helmets around. Haven't decided what exact order those are gonna stay in, but that's the helmet wall. I think it looks absolutely freaking awesome. So next up in the garage that we've been doing a lot of major updates on is the lighting. So I think the last time I showed you guys something, we have the 2 arrays of 3 bar lights on the side of the garage. That's what's giving the majority of the light here in the garage. We also have this other light. We couldn't get the same lights as that are on the side, so this one has like a Bluetooth speaker in it. Gonna talk about that guy in a second too, but the major light updates are on the other side. So behind me, you can see there are 2 or 3 major light things. You guys have seen the Holly head. That was one of my old R6s. I wrecked it and the head popped off, like decapitated. And I've had that thing in my garage for like years. And eventually I was like, I'm gonna make that lit and I'm gonna put it on the wall. So we finally did that, so that's an update. And I put a Philips Hue strip behind the TV, so we've got a little light from there. But when we were filming Wreck Bike Rebuild, I would always notice when I was talking to the camera from this direction, I would always be really dark. My face would not be exposed correctly. So what we did is get this really big softbox to go on top of this light, and I can turn this guy on and off, and it's the same shape of light as the light on the side. So everything is universal, and now anywhere I go in this garage, I'm well lit. So that is a huge deal. That's also one of the main things that differentiates this area from a garage, because I think stereotypically most garages have like really crappy lighting. So major difference in this garage. So like I told you guys, that light behind you has a Bluetooth speaker in it, and at first when I was at Home Depot, I was like, sweet, I got my sound, right? I can listen to music in the garage when we're working on the bike now. And it sounded terrible. Luckily, a company named Cove reached out and sent me this Bluetooth speaker and asked if they could sponsor a video. So since we were updating the garage, I was like, yeah, we need the audio solved. And they sent over this little commuter speaker. And before I even tell you about the speaker, I just want to show you guys what we were listening to and what we now get to listen to. I just want you to keep in mind, that speaker has 2 speakers on each side of that light, and we're gonna be flipping the audio from that speaker to this speaker. This tiny little guy that is run off of a battery, right? That thing's plugged into the wall. So you would think it's got more juice, it's got more power, should be good to go. So, first off, we are going to listen to the Bluetooth speaker in the light over here. Cross your fingers and let's hope this video doesn't get demonetized. I'm not going to be changing the volume on my phone. It'll get louder in a second, hopefully. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear that. I'm gonna walk over to the light. Can you even hear that? No. Okay. I'm gonna up the volume only on my phone for this because this is the situation we're in. Okay, you got it. Okay, I'm gonna lower it down. So that is what we were working with audio-wise. So I'm now going to connect to the commuter speaker. Again, it's right here, but I'll walk away from it because I want a fair test. I've lowered the volume back down now. We'll wait till that like bass piece hits. Because that's one of the cool things about this thing. Just keep listening. God, it feels better in the garage. Okay, so, and to be fair, here, same volume. That is an entirely different noise. Just taking volume out of the equation. All right, there goes our, hopefully we don't get demonetized for listening to a jazz track. So as you guys can tell, having this Bluetooth speaker helps out a lot here in the garage. This little subwoofer thing on the bottom entirely changes the type of noise we get out of the music we're listening to, and we can actually hear it compared to that thing. So this thing is a major upgrade. If you look on Cove's website, this thing has an 8-hour battery life, has Bluetooth range up to like 30 feet, and if I ever got a phone call, I can actually take it on the speaker, which is pretty cool. One of the other features I like about this thing a lot is the little volume knob is here on the speaker. So we can have the speaker over here on the desk, and if it was too loud or Brian needed to say something to me while we were filming, I could run over there, turn the volume down. I wouldn't have to find my phone because there's a lot of shit in here. Most of the time I lose my phone while we're filming. So shout out to Cove for sponsoring this video. If you guys want to get a discount code on the commuter, you can check the link in the description down below for the coupon code. The only weird thing I will say is about the commuter is when you turn it on and off, it kind of has a submarine-y vibe. I'll show you. Wait, that's not the submarine. Hey, all right, let's make the submarine thing happen.
It's when it's
okay, it is. Okay, so it's a country song on turn on and turn off. And then when it's searching for Bluetooth, there you go. Oh, it probably grabbed, oh, okay, it grabbed my phone. Okay, well, you got it. It's so, you get like the submarine-y vibe. That's the only weird thing about it, but the speaker works really well. That is a perfect segue into upgrading things, because we had an audio situation and we upgraded it. And a lot of you guys know this garage is for filming Wreck Bike Rebuild, the motorcycle rebuild series I do and give the bikes away when we're done. It's cool stuff. We spend a lot of time here making sure that content always gets better because we have a lot of awesome support from the Patreon people, and that's why we end up giving the bikes away. This is the bike. See, I didn't show you this time because Brian gave me crap about it. Speaking of audio, you guys notice that we have this microphone like dangling from the ceiling. This gets like really good room audio for when me and Brian are working on the bike, and that thing feeds into this really cool setup that we have here in the garage. We have a recorder and a camera that records, and we stream this stuff live on YouTube live streams for the Patreon people for Wreck Bike Rebuild. So that microphone feeds into this monitor, this camera feeds into this monitor, and this monitor actually runs over here to the computer. You guys can see on the TV that we have over here, this is what that camera is going to like always be streaming out. It's so cool. You can see Luke on the little hoverboard and the camera right now. It's really awesome stuff. The setup has taken us a ton of time, but this has actually got an Apple TV behind it, and we're just streaming from this computer over here. So that's how we feed all that kind of stuff. The final thing in the garage that has been the biggest deal, hugest and biggest deal, is the audio. I want you guys to remember what the audio used to sound like in this garage. I'm gonna play you a clip from, I forgot what I titled the video, like soundproofing the garage found out I shouldn't call things soundproofing, but regardless, here's a clip from that video when we soundproofed the garage. Okay, so we're back. We're gonna cut the background music. I want you guys, I'm not gonna say anything. I want you guys to listen to what the garage sounds like now. Willing to bet there's a pretty significant difference. So here's the things that we went through to make the garage a little better soundproofed. First, if you look here on the ceilings, you guys will remember probably if you saw that video, we had one strip of these white panels to help diffuse the noise up on the top of the ceiling so it's not a big flat surface. We added 2 panels on each side of the ceiling. The reason I'm going with those panels and not something like the foam panels you see on the helmet wall is because the ceiling is our main use of bouncing light to light the entire garage. I'm literally getting a call on my Cove speaker. That is perfect. Not gonna answer. That was a YouTube call that I was supposed to have. We're gonna finish filming the YouTube video before I get on my YouTube call. Anyway, that was such perfect timing. I love it. Okay, so we added 2 more panels up there and we kept them those type of panels because we wanted the white reflecting light so the garage would have the best like light bouncing and stuff like that. You guys saw the sound panels over there on the helmet wall, and something else we added is up here in the corners of the room. These are called bass traps. I don't know how well they work. All I know is all this stuff we have added has made the sound much better. So we've got this tiny bass trap here. We come over here, we have another tiny bass trap there. And with this wall having a little more space on it, we added like, what is that, 5, 6 bass traps? All of that stuff together has ended up making the garage a pretty good sounding area. We do have a backup plan in case it gets a little loud outside though. So, the garage door that I have is very well insulated, thank God, but what we did in case it got really loud outside is added these sound blankets. They're held up by these like really strong magnets that I have, and we just have 3 blankets held across the wall. We don't normally have these up because normally the garage sounds pretty fine, but in case we needed them, we can put them up. I like the garage door because it's white and it bounces more light so it looks more bright in here. But if we ever needed blankets, we could use those and make it even quieter. I'm trying to exaggerate the quietness right now for you guys. So I have them up so I can brag. And so it's quiet. So yeah, guys, that is the conclusion of what the garage is. I called the last one stage 1. I'm gonna call this garage stage 2, because obviously there's always upgrades you can do to your garage to make it better and all this kind of stuff. And I'm sure we'll be doing stuff later down the road. But for now, this setup works really freaking well for us. And if you guys are interested in any of the stuff I showed you, I'll try to make a comprehensive list in the description if I can find everything. If you're interested, I'll put everything I can down there. But guys, that's it. I'm Chaseontwowheels. This is my garage, and this is where we film Wreck Bike Rebuild. Hope you guys enjoyed the behind the scenes of what makes this garage is what it is. And let me know in the comments, is it a studio or is it a garage? I'll let you guys decide down there. And I will see you guys on the next one. You guys go and ride positive. Later. The floor is the thing people give me shit the most about. Okay, outro crew, there you go. That's the garage. What y'all think? Let me know down below. All right, I'm gonna go get on that YouTube call because that probably pissed that person off. All right, bye y'all.